Please take the time to visit podsurvey.com/peasants to complete a short 21-question survey. Participants in the survey will be entered into a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. The survey can be taken multiple times, so feel free to visit back each month for your chance to enter the drawing. Please help support the show by using our Amazon links located in the description anytime you purchase anything from Amazon. It's a great way to support the show while just going about your normal business shopping on Amazon.com. Also, check out our storefront for Drunken Peasants recommended merchandise. Patreon pledges of $5 or more will now receive 2 private shows each month. In addition to the private shows, Patreon pledges of $10 or more will receive the Drunken Peasants post show after each episode of the Drunken Peasants, Ben and Billy's monthly shitty movie review, and regular behind-the-scenes vlogs with Ben and Billy. Sign up anytime to catch the future shows as well as past content. If you want to catch the post shows but you're not a patron, click the join link below this video to become a member of the Drunken Peasants channel. In addition to each post show, you'll also get special badges and emojis that you can use in the Drunken Peasants live chat. Streamlabs will be open for the duration of each episode. Click the link below to send us a message. Donations $20 and above will be read out through text-to-speech and will require our immediate attention. All donations below $20 will be read at the end of each segment. Keep an eye out for our weekly Streamlabs goal, which if we meet, we will do an extra show the following week. If you find any content you'd like to see us cover on the show, send it to drunkenpeasantsinbox@gmail.com. All submissions will be reviewed for possible usage in a future episode. Click the Discord link in our description to join the Drunken Peasants Discord. Interact with other Drunken Peasants fans in text and voice chat, as well as the peasants themselves. Visit the Google Play Store and download the Drunken Peasants app to catch the audio version of the show while you're on the road. In addition to the app, the audio-only version of the show is also available through iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, and other audio platforms. That's all we have for now. Enjoy the show.
Underground has the best video clips in town. DP Underground has the best video clips around. TV Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. DP Underground has the best video clips in town. DP Underground has the best video clips around. DP Underground has the best video clips in town. TV Underground has the best video clips around. DP Underground has the best video clips in town. DP Underground has the best video clips around.
Hello everybody, welcome to the DP Underground channel. I'm back again with a solo stream. Gonna cover some of the stuff I saw today. Some pretty strange things happen, especially the New England Patriots YouTube channel was just taken down out of nowhere because I believe it posted content that most other channels wouldn't be allowed to post, which is very strange. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Let's get into it really quick. All right, now we're into it. Sorry guys, my throat is a little congested. I streamed for over 8 hours last night, so my voice was totally gone this morning. And I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. Part of it had to do with I started playing what was it? I started playing Star Wars: The Old Republic again last night because we were talking about getting together and playing it as a big group, and I started playing it last night, and I was restless anyway, but I got into that game, and it just would not end. I just kept going, because that game just goes from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. Woo! It was pretty crazy. You know, everyone tells me to play a game that they want me to play. I would have no time to play all these games. Let's look at this, though. This is so crazy. So the Patriots YouTube channel terminated for multiple or severe violations or deceptive practices. So when YouTube deletes a channel, they don't even say exactly why it happened. They give you this broad, you know, it could have been multiple or severe violations. So it could have been multiple not so severe violations, or it could have been one or two actually severe violations. They don't describe exactly what those are. And then deceptive practices. Deceptive practices. What I think it is they got trigger happy. They started nuking accounts left and right that had Super Bowl footage on them, and without paying enough attention, they nuked the New England Patriots channel, who was allowed to post this sort of content. This is proof that YouTube is broken. They shoot first. They shoot first and ask questions later. This is quite obvious here. Here's this was a tweet. This was reported earlier today. Patriots YouTube has been terminated due to multiple or severe violations of YouTube's policy against spam, deceptive practices, and misleading content, or other terms of service violations. I don't think it's because YouTube hates the Patriots. I think they were getting overzealous. I think they were getting overzealous about making sure that no one was streaming the Super Bowl. I had heard other people got their streams taken down during the Super Bowl. That's why I had to update the title and make sure that it was, correctly labeled, that we were not, so that there was no mistake about it. That we were not streaming the game, so that they didn't just destroy the channel ahead of time without actually looking to see that we are in fact not streaming the game. But in turn, while doing that, they destroyed the New England Patriots channel. It's pretty crazy. And, I bet they weren't even given a reason. For all we know, content creators are next. I mean, I don't know. They need some people making content, unless... See, YouTube tried to dip their toes into the water of making original programming like Netflix would. They had Cobra Kai, which was actually not that bad of a show. It's just people don't go to YouTube to watch shit that Netflix and Amazon would make. That type of content. They don't do it. I watched some of Cobra Kai, but I'm like, fuck no, I'm not paying YouTube. I liked the show, and I decided not to use it. I played in a hockey game that got more points in the Super Bowl. We won 14-4. I mean, 14 is an incredibly high hockey score. You wouldn't see that in the NHL. Maybe in the All-Star game where they play 3-on-3. Yeah, but it was... I guess the Super Bowl got the lowest ratings ever, too. Since they've been keeping track of that. Or at least in recent history. And it was pretty boring up until the very end. Because it was so low scoring, but at the end it was a close game, so it's like, oh yeah, now something's happening. Because they played it so safe at the beginning. They were so careful, both teams. But I guess, they want to win the game. They don't care if it's exciting to watch. And I understand that. Other Barry just said, honestly, I wish it wasn't a YouTube Red thing. Killed a fantastic show before it started. Yeah. It's just not going to work. If I want TV service over the internet, okay, so if I want something like Netflix or Amazon, I'll get Netflix or Amazon. If I want a replacement for cable TV, then I'll get Sling or PlayStation View. There's a lot of other options other than paying YouTube. This was such a terrible idea. It's just like the Google Plus thing. Nobody wanted to use Google Plus. They tried to force it down everyone's throat. Hardly anybody used it. And now 5 years later, they're totally dismantling it. They wasted so much time and money trying to make that a thing to compete with Facebook and Twitter that they basically made it a requirement to have a YouTube channel at one point. You had to have a Google Plus account to create a YouTube channel. And now it's like, I got an email the other day that was like, surprise, your Google Plus account's gone now. It's like, oh, the thing you made me create 5 years ago? Is Google Hangout still a thing? Yes, but that is going away eventually. From what I understand. I don't know, I'm going on hearsay there, so I don't know if it is. I have not seen an official thing, I don't believe. But yeah, people come to YouTube to see independent content. They don't go to see professionally produced, Hollywood-esque film and TV. They don't do that. So if YouTube wants to get rid of the creators, then they're going to be like Hulu, the least used of all of these services. YouTube went downhill after Google bought it. Sure. Yeah, I mean, things do get kind of messed up when a corporate entity buys it, because then you have a board of directors making decisions instead of the people who actually created the platform. I love how News Corp, which is the company that owns Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, bought MySpace for millions, tens of millions of dollars from Tom, the guy you automatically became friends with when you joined MySpace. And then within like 2 years, the mass exodus from MySpace to Facebook happened. It's just crazy. Thanks, Katie Hunter, for admiring my head. That's very nice of you. That's all you ever really talk about. If it's some sort of innuendo that I'm not catching, I don't know. Maybe someone else can enlighten me. Because you've been doing it for at least a year, maybe even longer now. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a joke I'm just missing. That can happen. Is there a joke I'm missing, or is this just serious? I've never met anyone that has a specific attraction to the shape of a head. I've never looked at a woman and been like, "Oh, damn, her head." The way her forehead meets her hairline. That's just too much for me to handle. Oh, by the way, guys, later tonight, I will be streaming Star Wars The Old Republic. I don't know if it's going to be on this channel or if it's going to be on Twitch. I'll decide that, and I'll keep you guys posted on social media about that. If you want to play along, you can. It's a free game. I want to get like a big party of Sith allied characters together to just kind of ravage the place. I think that would be fun. Phrenology, is that what that's called? When you have like a fascination with the shape of heads? Is that what that is? Question, Katie, do you love the Red Queen from the Johnny Depp version of Alice in Wonderland? Yeah, because she had that humongous head and the little body. Yeah, guys, so I have a character, bob your head and show vagine. I don't have a vagine, but I'll bob my head like that. I have a character that's, mid to high tiered level. I don't know what I'm saying. I have a character that I've been playing for years that's a decently high level, and I'm not going to play that. I'm just going to start from scratch and play with all the new people. So if you've already been playing for a while, start a new character. We're just going to start over. But you have to be Sith so we can be on the same team. Can I grow a mustache? No. I can grow the type of mustache someone that's, like 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. I can grow a mustache like that. I cannot grow one. It looks really bad. I've tried. I've even given it like a month to be like, oh, well, maybe if I let it grow long enough, it'll look normal. It doesn't. It looks really bad. I don't know what it is. I'm almost 38 years old. There's no way I'm going to ever be able to grow a mustache. I'm past the age where I think I'll ever be able to grow one. Someone said, hi, I just got here. What is the Patriots YouTube channel? The New England Patriots, the football team that won the Super Bowl yesterday. They posted some things that most other YouTube channels would not be able to post, but YouTube didn't check to see which channel they were terminating, and they just went and terminated their channel without realizing, oh, maybe the New England Patriots are allowed to post footage from the Super Bowl that they're in. So that's what happened. Grow a mustache so we know what you're talking about? I've done it before. I've been on stream attempting to grow a mustache. You didn't notice, so that speaks volumes as to my mustache growing ability. Seriously, I've tried. I've literally been, I've streamed at least once a week, mostly, for the last several years. There's been a few breaks here and there, but I've been streaming a lot. I don't even know how many streams I've done over the last 5 years. And at some point, I've had my attempt at growing a mustache. And you didn't notice, which means I can't grow a fucking mustache. People from Ohio can't grow mustaches because they're not men. I don't know. LeBron James seems to grow a mustache okay. Charles Manson had a pretty decent mustache, right? It'd be so funny if, like, Burt Reynolds or Tom Selleck were from Ohio, but I don't think they are. Or, like, John Holmes or something. Cool. Yeah, if you want to play, I just mentioned it yesterday, and a ton of people were like, "I'll play that." You know, it's not the greatest game ever, but it's fun. Hypothesis: why was Burt Reynolds naked in your swimming pool? That's weird. Oh, Burt is from Michigan? You fucking liar. Oh, he might be. You know, one thing, though, that does kind of make me sad that I will admit is that Gloria Steinem is from my hometown. So that's kind of sad. Gloria Steinem is from the same city that I grew up in. But Corporal Klinger from MASH is from there, too. Does that counteract it? One of the guys from NSYNC went to my high school in Ohio. Huh. I didn't know that any of the guys from NSYNC were from Ohio. I knew the guys from 98 Degrees were. When they were trying to legalize weed in Ohio, the one guy, Nick Lachey from 98 Degrees, he was one of the investors in it. And for some reason, the opposition to it were like, Nick Lachey is the fucking rich, spoiled brat, and he doesn't understand that this is going to be a monopoly. He wants to control all the weed in Ohio. So that's why it didn't pass until this day. It's been like 3 years until this day. Still no legal weed in Ohio. Yeah, rich man bad. That's what they did, though. They said, oh, it's going to be a monopoly. And everyone's like, but they're going to give like over 10 companies the right to grow it. Well, it's going to be an oligopoly. It's like, well, that's not a monopoly. They don't want just any. They're not going to go from you can go to jail for growing weed straight to anybody can grow weed. It doesn't work that way. They can't make that drastic of a change. Baby steps, people. No, Michigan didn't do that, actually, Honest Red. Michigan had legal medical for a long time before they passed recreational weed. They didn't go straight to it. And by the way, you might be able to grow it, but you can't grow it for commercial use. It's not a free-for-all where anyone can produce and sell it. But that's what the fucking both the far right people and the libertarians were like, oh man, they want a monopoly, but anyone should be able to grow and sell it. I don't necessarily totally agree with that, but they're not going to go directly to that. They're not going to go from it's a criminal offense to now anyone can grow and sell it to anyone they want, and we're not even going to test it for quality. See, that's the one thing here in Washington. They track literally every plant from seed to the clone actually growing to them clipping the buds. They tag and ID it and seal it, and it goes directly from the producer to the store. And it is not touched again. Cynic, I don't hate you. I just got a bunch of shit I'm reading here. It's okay. You mad, bro? Burt Reynolds, man. Can't believe, man, all the people who were like super famous when I was a kid are dying. Like when I was a young kid. Like Burt Reynolds was huge in the 80s. I don't hate any of you. I do not hate any of you. The difference is like, yeah, this doing what I do here can be fun, but it's not all fun and games to me. But to you guys, it is. So like, you guys can have fun and joke around and gossip about and do whatever you want. And at the end of the day, it has no effect over you. To me, I've got a lot riding on everything, so I have to take it seriously to some degree. That's the difference. Some people take advantage of that fact and some people don't. Do not hate. Hate is not so good. Would you guys, so if I do a stream, when I stream video games, I don't even get as close to as many viewers as I get even just talking right now. With me just talking. But I'll ask you guys, those of you who do want to watch and possibly participate, what, would you rather the stream be here on Underground or should I do it over on Twitch? Probably get about the same view numbers. I'm afraid of using, not that I think Cynic, I would play your stuff. I'm just, I'm a little afraid of playing most music unless it's things that I've played multiple times that I know work. But I'm a little apprehensive these days with how crazy everything is. But I would take a poll to see if you guys would prefer Twitch. Twitch is slow on your computer? Twitch is slow. Maybe it's the browser you're using. Honestly, and this isn't just because I get paid, but full disclosure, I do get paid by them. The Brave browser works better than any other browser I have. Especially when I'm streaming. When I'm streaming, Chrome spurgs out and it takes me forever to open web pages and anything like that. I can't do any of that shit. So I have Brave on deck here for me to, like, if I need to open a web page. But that's why so they, just full disclosure, they track if you use my link to download it and whether or not you actually use it. And that's why I just ask, if you have the browser, if you decided to go ahead and download it, just use it to watch my streams. And that should be enough. I mean, let me see here. I'll just do this really quick, and then I'll get on with the other stuff. I went off on a tangent. But I do want to check this out. Let's see. We'll just watch this. I've been meaning to play this for people for a while. I didn't want to play it on actual DP because, it would just take up time for a show that has kind of a time limit to it. And I don't want to bog that down too much with playing an ad unless it's, an actual, paid sponsorship. And we do get paid by Brave, but it's not like we pay you X amount of dollars for every time you mention us. It's get people to use our shit and then we'll pay you. But here's a video I watched about Brave before I decided whether or not I'd start promoting it to the audience.
The browsers of today are broken. They've been overtaken by a barrage of sneaky and annoying ads, trackers that follow your habits, and cookies that build profiles, and all sorts of other internet clutter that's taking precedence over the content that you want to see. In fact, these useless bytes can take up to a whopping 50% of page load times, with a third of it anxiously trying to learn more about you. To make matters worse, some ad blockers are even letting ads through when large advertisers pay them. But do you really want a leaky ad blocker? It's because of these very reasons that we developed Brave, a new browser that kicks internet crud to the curb and makes it faster, safer, and better to surf the web.
So they claim it's faster. Maybe I'm just too old. Well, it's definitely faster working when I'm streaming. It just does not. Chrome is just so slow when I'm streaming, and Brave runs fine. So I can attest to that. When my computer resources are totally available, I don't notice that big of a difference, if at all, but maybe it's just my perception.
Than your current browser. With Brave, everything you need is built right in.
Yeah, no extensions required.
It automatically blocks trackers, annoying ads, and shields everything that can cramp your style and destruct your privacy. With it, you can expect
cramp your style? That's interesting.
Increased speeds nearly 2 times faster on laptops and up to 4 times faster on mobile. And unlike any other browser, Brave allows you to support your favorite publishers with automatic micropayments. So it's a win-win for you and your favorite site.
Yeah, so yes, creators get paid through basic attention tokens. It's a cryptocurrency, and we can exchange that for real money. I get paid those for you using the browser to watch the show, and in addition to that, I also get paid. Pretty soon, you guys will be able to watch ads. In addition to that, I don't know if the referral link is down in the description, so I'll put that down there really quick.
To top it all off, Brave is open source because we truly believe it's our web and we need to fix it together. So ask yourself this question. Do you want a web browser made for the internet of today?
I'm going to put a link towards... I know there's a lot of shit in our description, so I'm just going to put that at the top here. I'm putting it in there now. Let's see. And I just logged into the account and I saw that we got more attention tokens since yesterday, which is really cool. So yeah, if you refresh your browser right now and go back in, you should be able to see yeah, so it's at the top of the description now. It's right under the hashtags. You should be able to download it there.
If so, try Brave. It's faster, safer, and ad-free.
So that's it. The claim that it's making at this point is that ads are blocked. You only watch ads when you volunteer to watch them. So that's my understanding of the whole thing. You only watch ads if you set out to watch them. Let's see here. So I just saw this news story today. It looks like the Pentagon is about to deploy nearly 4,000 more troops in addition to the ones already there to the U.S.-Mexico border.
Now this Fox News alert on a big announcement. The Pentagon sending nearly 4,000 more U.S. troops to the southern border to try to ramp up security, as thousands of Central American migrants are less than 300 miles from the Texas border. Griff Jenkins is traveling with that group. He joins us live from Saltillo, Mexico. So, Griff, what are you seeing on the ground? Who is helping these migrants get to the border?
You know, John, it's the Mexican state governments in this case, while Huila is helping them. Behind me is literally the gate where the nearly 2,000, maybe more than 2,000 migrants that began their journey on January 15th in San Pedro Sula, Honduras, are making the final last leg. These officials, these police officers and community workers, putting them on dozens of buses. We were told there were 50 buses driving them that final 300 miles to Piedras Negras, which is the city immediately across the U.S. border from Eagle Pass, Texas. Border Patrol obviously is aware of it. They say they're making preparations, but many of these migrants have told us their intention is to cross illegally. One of them that told us...
Why would you admit that? I guess the press won't rat people out, but why would you admit that? That's just craziness.
About his plight was Antonio. Here's what he had to say.
Once I get in the States, my idea is, my place, work hard for 5 years in there and make my family feel better. Actually, looking for better things for my family.
Okay.
Now, when they get to Piedras Negras, it's anybody's guess what will happen, but they're on their way. They should be there by the end of today, John.
So what happens next? What happens when they get to the border?
Well, in Piedras Negras, they've got facilities...
Wow, he's saying a naughty word, guys.
...set up, and they will get federal government support. You know, this new Mexican president, López Obrador, has been very pro-immigrant. He had the fast-track work visa. They capped it. It became too full at $12,600. But these migrants will get federal resources on the border town of Piedras Negras. The Mexican officials here, the secretary to the state of Coahuila, says his hope is that the U.S. will process asylum claims much faster. John?
Griff Jenkins traveling with that migrant caravan in Mexico. Thank you.
This is so weird. It's like, oh, yeah, Mexico's bringing them over, but we're not going to let them in. We got a bunch of troops here to stop them, but they said they're going to do it anyway. It's just so much craziness. What the fuck? This is crazy. This is wrong place at wrong time thing. 5 dead after plane crashes into home. You're just sitting there at home and out of nowhere a fucking plane crashes into your house.
To that deadly plane crash, 5 people killed when a small plane went down in a California neighborhood shortly after takeoff, igniting a massive fire that engulfed several homes. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is there in Yorba Linda. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Robin. According to investigators and video we've seen, it appears that plane began to break apart in the air before crashing into this neighborhood. And that's why you have this debris field that's over 4 blocks long. And we're going to zoom in. You can actually see one of the plane's engines leaning against that house. 5 homes damaged here and, of course, 5 people killed.
How many of them were on the plane? Was it only people in the plane that died?
It was a sleepy Sunday afternoon when parts of a plane began raining down on this Los Angeles suburb.
I saw 2 fireballs and the plane was just falling out of the sky.
I'm not really afraid to fly, but it seems like a lot of crashes happen with those small planes when you compare them to commercial airliners. So I'd probably be a lot more afraid to get on a small plane because I see way more instances of crashes. I haven't seen real data on it. I could be wrong, but it just seems that way to me.
And by the time we got up here, we saw this devastation in the neighborhood.
One part of this twin-engine Cessna blasting into this home like a missile. Oh my God. That plume seen for miles.
It just went up so fast, there was nothing you could do.
The inferno killing 4 people in that house.
Jesus Christ, that's so terrible. Those people were just hanging out at home and a fucking plane killed them. It's almost like someone shot a missile through their house.
Who've not yet been identified. The pilot of the plane, its only occupant, also killed.
Yeah, not
seconds,
surprising.
Dozens of dazed residents wandering amidst the wreckage. In this video, you can still hear those small explosions popping off. Folks yelling, "Get back!"
I look up, and I just see debris flying everywhere, and
dude, you got some lumps on your head,
part
buddy.
of the plane, I guess, which eventually was the motor, flew down into the garage like a torpedo and just hit the garage and blew up.
Propellers scattered on lawns, debris strewn across the neighborhood, and windows shattered.
The debris field is about 4 blocks long. We're in the process of documenting the debris and the wreckage. The main cabin of the airplane, along with one of the engines, came to rest at the bottom of a ravine in the backyard of somebody's house.
2 additional people taken to burn centers and a firefighter injured. That investigation just beginning.
We're going to continue this operation through the evening and probably well into tomorrow morning.
And typically small planes don't have black boxes or data recorders, and because of that, investigators are going to have to piece together what happened here through those videos that we saw, but also that debris field. Guys.
So large. That's so tragic. All right, Matt, thank you.
I like how all that is, oh man, that's so tragic. Yeah, it's pretty fucking terrible, isn't it? That's some fucked up shit. You know, when you leave your house, a lot of times, you know, you're taking that chance, depending on what you're doing. There's always that slight chance something could happen. You can get in a car accident. You could be a victim of a random shooting. I mean, there's a variety of things. There's always that slight risk that you're taking when you leave your home. But you don't normally at home, you're safe, especially if you're awake. You know, at night, your house could catch on fire and that could cause some issues, but usually at home when you're awake, you're pretty safe. The last thing you'd normally imagine is that an airplane's going to come crashing through your roof and kill you. I see small planes flying over my house all the time. Yeah, it just seems like these small planes, we get these private pilots or even amateur pilots, people who just recently learned how to flying these small planes, and they don't know. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm sure we'll get more details here and figure out what happened. Have you guys ever heard of the book Hatchet? This like kid is on an airplane flying up through northern Canada, and the pilot has a heart attack and they crash land. And so like this kid, probably like 13, 14, 15 years old, is like lost in the wilderness for like a year. Isn't it at least a year? I don't remember how long he was out there. But man, that's such a crazy book. I read that when I was, I think in the 10th grade. And the whole time I was reading, I was like, man, I could not even, I would have just died. And they described all this crazy shit like the mosquitoes that attack you in the summertime. Like if you're up in northern Canada during the summertime, you just get covered head to toe in mosquitoes. Giant swarms of mosquitoes. Oh, a lot of people are saying that they can't read. Sorry. I didn't know. The movie was cool too. Yeah, I think the movie was called Brian's Song or something like that. I don't know why they just didn't go with the name of the book. I hate it when they do that. Someone said Hatch is my favorite book. Wow. Yeah, it was pretty good. Those books that keep you engaged, you know? Like when you put it down to stop reading it, you're constantly like anticipating the next opportunity. I'm going to take a poll from the chat here. How many people here started reading a book and decided you didn't want to read it anymore, but decided to skip to the end to read the like conclusion of the story just because you were curious? Is there an audio version of Hatchet? I'm almost certain there is. It's a classic. As you can see, how many people here, you can see how many people here, have read it. Most people say never. Wow. So you're just like, this book sucks. I don't even care how it ends. read the Bible that way. Yeah, I don't think the Bible is really meant to be read from beginning to end. That's why there's so many like there's the chapter and the verse. You know, it's meant to be referenced, not so much read chronologically. That's my feeling about it anyway. When I had to go to school and study the Bible, because I went to a religious school. The end of the Bible is the trippiest part of the Bible. I can't even believe they decided to put that in there. It's so fucking weird. Was it a Muslim school? No. How many Muslim schools are in the United States and how many white Catholic kids go to them? What a dumb question. And why would I read the Bible at a Muslim school? More importantly. What a weird question. I bet there are more Muslim schools than you think. I mean, I'm not doubting there's Muslim schools, but compared to Christian/Catholic schools, there's way more. There's absolutely Muslim schools. There's not very many in Ohio. Probably more in Michigan. I've downloaded a quarter of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Yeah, it takes a while to download it. It does that thing too where like you can start playing before the download is complete. It just downloads all of the like most necessary files and you can kind of get a jump on it and start playing beforehand. In the area I grew up in, we had the Islamic Center of Northwestern Ohio. It's a pretty big mosque for being in the middle of nowhere in Ohio. And some crazy fucker that was driving down the road, some truck driver from another state, saw the mosque, decided to pull in, and went in and set the fucking carpets on fire. And the people there have never really... There's never been any trouble in the area regarding Muslims that live around there. So... I mean, like, if... that's not a good thing to do. Oh, yeah. You guys are memeing. Oh, yeah, he's a hero. No, if anything, he's just radicalizing younger Muslims that are already westernized. Yeah, he went to jail. He most definitely went to jail. Let me see if I can find the here's the story when it happened. Man pleads guilty to 3 counts in Islamic Center mosque fire. What if they have a picture of the guy? No, it doesn't look like it. It said Randolph Lynn was no better than the terrorists or extremists he said he was fighting against when he drove from his Indiana home to the Islamic Center of Greater Toledo and set fire to the place of worship, a federal judge said Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, like, a little kid that was raised in a westernized Muslim home isn't going to have such a favorable opinion of non-Muslims when they're coming and setting their place of worship on fire. So this guy was targeting the wrong people. There had never been any type of trouble in that area due to that place being there. I actually cannot be a Muslim, even if I wanted to, because tattoos are forbidden in Islam, and I would not be able to visit Mecca because even if I converted to Islam, people with tattoos are not permitted in Mecca. So yeah, I'm disqualified just by that alone. I believe it's required for all Muslims to make at least one pilgrimage to Mecca in their lifetime. Just chop off my arms. That's not the only place I have tattoos. You can get the tattoos removed. Do you realize how like they could never be fully removed? They can be faded using lasers, but I mean, like, all the skin of my arms, except for my hands, are covered in tattoos. And then I have tattoos other places. Oh, I could take a potato peeler to them? Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'll bleed to death so I can become a Muslim. Let's take a look at this. Here's a story about the top commercials at the Super Bowl, which there was only one that I thought was kind of cool, and that was the one they brought in. What's his name? Oh God, I don't know. We'll watch it. We'll see here.
The game may have been the lowest scoring Super Bowl ever, but the commercial.
Oh yeah, Jeff Bridges. They brought in Jeff Bridges to play the dude again.
Were the most expensive this year. A 30-second
So you guys knew who I was talking about.
$5.25 million, according to Game Day Views. Verizon had the top commercial. Here's a clip of the team that wouldn't be here.
In my mind, I was thinking, I'm gonna have to bury my child.
If they would have arrived even just a hair later than they did, wouldn't be playing football, because I wouldn't be here today.
Okay.
Just a true miracle.
Yeah, these fucking, like, you know, pull at your heartstrings, appeal to emotion ads. Those are the ones I cringe the hardest at.
To be alive.
And fuck Verizon.
Tara Walpert-Levy is here to discuss. She is
You know, Ajit Pai was Verizon's lawyer forever.
a vice president at YouTube. She leads agency and brand solutions for the company and Google. Tara, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with that Verizon ad. Why do you think that it connected with so many people?
It didn't.
We saw a big theme in the ads this year around purpose or mission-driven ads that really resonated, and I think Verizon played right into that. So talking about NFL players who literally wouldn't be there but for the actions of first responders who saved their lives.
Yeah.
I think that just struck a heartstring. It's a positive message, and people loved it.
It's a real tearjerker because as you're watching it, you're sort of wondering, where is this going exactly?
Well, and it has the element of surprise in addition to tugging at your heartstrings, which is just a slam dunk.
And you think, absolutely, I get it. I love Verizon. Just watching. But you know, a lot of people are saying that this year's ads were not as impressive as past years as a whole. I mean, what are some of the others that you think stood out? And was there any one in your mind that really backfired?
Well, it's interesting. I've heard people saying that this crop of ads was not as strong. I really liked them. And we saw roughly a quarter of them were these purpose or mission-driven ads that tend to resonate in particular with younger viewers. And
Corporate
so
or mission-driven ads?
Who's commenting and versus who's watching. Because we saw ad viewership up on YouTube of these ads almost 60%, almost 80% on mobile on a really big base.
Yeah.
So they seem to like them.
There are some that are so fun and sort of creative. I'm thinking of the Hyundai ad. I feel like when there's an element of surprise and true creativity, that's when the viewer really appreciates it.
Totally. Purpose or humor. I mean, the NFL's ad itself was actually very, very much admired, and I thought a lot of fun.
Exactly. I have to say that Hyundai ad made me laugh, though. I mean, from the root canal floor to the
jury duty.
Yeah, it was good. That was creative. But you know, interestingly enough, many of these ads this year, or most of them, were not at all political, and that was different from last year's crop. Why do you think that is?
I think the ads around the Super Bowl tend to reflect where the country is, right? And this year, I think there was a...
I'm trying to think. I didn't see anything overtly political per se, but I did see a lot of identity politics type stuff. You know, like the first female college football player ad.
Strong sentiment that people wanted unity. They wanted to be uplifted.
They were a little sick of politics.
A little bit. And if you think about the purpose or the mission, they weren't apolitical. They were just not controversial, and that's different. I think there was a lot of enthusiasm. That Microsoft ad that talked about how accessible technology made such a difference for young gamers, and that's a unifying theme that matters to people. It just brings us all together.
Oh yeah. The Microsoft one, you know, they have like the controllers for people who have disabilities. That's another one of those appeal to emotion style ads that they were running.
Rather than be divisive.
Absolutely. And so other than the ads, what other parts of the Super Bowl or the halftime show are trending online?
So we've seen a couple things. I mean, around the game itself, we saw a 5,000% spike in lowest scoring Super Bowl ever, which you'd imagine, given what was going on
at the beginning.
Lowest scoring Super Bowl ever, least watched in recent history.
It was a little slow.
Exactly. But low excitement in the game turned into excitement about the halftime show. We saw a lot of top searches there, in particular things like, this made me chuckle, is Adam Levine married?
Ooh.
Who's his wife?
Especially when the shirt came off, that research went through the roof.
And, other end of the spectrum, I think.
Right.
We saw searches for SpongeBob double when he made an appearance in the halftime show.
It's so fascinating what these searches can tell us about the collective American mind at any given moment. What did people think of the halftime show in general as compared to...
I think Super Bowl commercials have just peaked. You know, in the early 90s, we started to see these special ads made for the Super Bowl. And I think it kind of just came to a head, and now they can't outdo themselves anymore. And in some ways, they're regressing.
Previous halftime shows.
Well, and so, again, that we can only really read through searches and viewership, and that continues to climb. Again, the social media discussion, you've got folks on both sides, but if nothing else, people were engaged.
Right. Now, we know that the game was available to view on CBS All Access. A lot of people streamed it.
Yeah.
Is that where you see the future of TV and events like this going? I mean, streaming seems to be, every year, more and more people watch events like the Super Bowl streaming it online.
I think we'll see more and more of that. CBS has demonstrated that. You see a lot of players showing the attractiveness of that to people. And yes, I think we're going to see more and more of that. I think the other thing that's really interesting is that digital platforms and extensions of television in general have really actually increased people's consumption of sports, right? They're watching more clips of behind the scenes, more highlights, more funny clips. And so while the place that people are watching may get fragmented, I think the fact that overall people are watching more is only good for everybody.
So from a viewership perspective, meaning how many eyeballs were on this event, whether on TV.
From what I understand, by the way, someone just was, they were laughing about the Patriots losing their channel. They'll get it back if they don't already have it back. There's no reason they won't get it back, and they should get it back. Just because I don't like the Patriots as a team doesn't mean I'm not going to, I don't want something that I think is unfair to happen to everybody else to happen to someone I don't like just because I don't like them. You know? You're either pro YouTube taking away people's channels or you're not. You're either pro people taking away a channel because you think it's okay for them to do it for a reason, for any nebulous reason, or you're not. I feel the same way about when someone gets arrested and people are like, yeah, he's going to get raped in prison. He's going to get what he deserves. You're either against rape or you're not. Just because someone is a rapist doesn't mean they deserve to get raped. That's how I feel about it. Rape is never okay, in my opinion. I'm not going to say it's wrong and then be like, oh, well, it's actually okay when it happens to bad people. I'm not going to do that.
Are online and how many people are talking about it and searching and reviewing videos on YouTube. Was it a success? Was the Super Bowl a success?
It was a huge success. I mean, again, one of the best metrics we have real time is how people are viewing the ads. And that was up 60% overall and 80% on mobile. So people are definitely more and more engaged.
That's a big spike. All right, Tara, thank you so much for coming to see us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. People are not consistent. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's another reason. That's another reason I don't agree with the death penalty. All right. So we got that. Oh, you mean the dislikes on I saw someone talking about the dislikes on the halftime show? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. People just didn't like it. That used to be like, people used to get excited about that. Like, oh shit, man. They just keep topping themselves every year with the Super Bowl halftime show. And a lot of that happened because I mean, a lot of the people that didn't like or didn't, I guess a lot of people boycotted the halftime show, though, that they wanted to perform. So they want to take away the dislike button on YouTube now. I mean, it's their right to do so as they please, but I don't know. I don't really feel, I don't feel strong either way about that. They used to have a star system and they changed that to get the up and down thumb system. I did see Mundane Matt advocating to get rid of the down votes, the dislikes on YouTube before, though. Saw him tweet that out. Oh yeah, if you're watching right now and you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Here's Fox News talking about how Democrats want to raise taxes.
Here we go again. Another tax hike proposal from the Democrats. Congressman John Larson chairs the Social Security Subcommittee in the House, and he wants to raise Social Security taxes. The hike is aimed at the rich, or who the left defines as the rich.
And by the way, guys, when you go to a video and dislike it, it actually is good for the video in some respects because it raises the engagement score of the video. But, you know, it also doesn't help it because a lot of people care about other people's opinions so much that they will, you know, they won't even watch a video until they see a favorable rating. And some people watch videos on purpose that don't have a favorable rating.
And a tax you pay, the Democrats want to raise it. Here's a short list. Senator Sanders, Bernie Sanders, he wants a death tax hike, and a big one. Try to leave a couple of million for the grandkids and Bernie will take 45%. Ah, those filthy rich grandparents. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who seems...
Yeah, Bernie Sanders, he wants to take a bunch of money away from rich grandparents. What a piece of shit.
...to be the new Democrat Party leader, would double the top tax rate on income. On income! Presidential candidate Julian Castro's on board with that as well. So, Social Security taxes up, estate taxes up, income taxes up. Oh, and here's a new one. Senator Warren wants a wealth tax. The Democrats...
Hey guys, guess what? Someone with an anime avatar is spamming edgy anti-Semitic things in the chat. Way to go, man. You're like an artist or something. You're so original. No one else does that. You came up with that all on your own. You're so fucking cool, man. You're so fucking cool and original.
2020 campaign is an endless series of tax hikes. Massive tax hikes with massive new spending. Tax and spend on steroids. Shall we step back a moment? Look at the economy right now. After big tax cuts, the rate of growth has doubled. The job market is as strong as it's been in a generation. Inflation isn't a problem. Interest rates remain...
Someone asked if he's banned? I think he is now because he kept spamming. I deleted his comments a few times and then I timed him out and he just kept going. He wasn't even really saying anything.
Oh.
He was just spamming fucking emojis. So...
And wages, they're rising at the best rate in a decade. And the Democrats just can't stand it. A, they hate Trump and can't tolerate any success. Even prosperity is bad if it's President Trump that engineered it. And B, they resent wealth. And if you've got it...
If you were rich, you would care about this. Do you fucking know what you're talking about? Do you... I paid a larger amount of my income in taxes than Trump did, than Jeff Bezos did. So, yeah, I care. Oh, look, someone with an anime icon said I was triggered and put LOL. Good one. Damn, you mad? You mad, bro? But yeah, like, I mean, I made 6 figures in 2017 and I owed tens of thousands of dollars to the IRS. So I know what it's like to owe a bunch of money in taxes. But the problem with that is that I'm not a millionaire or a billionaire. The people up there above me pay less in taxes than I do. It's actually not nice because, yeah, I mean, regardless of my annual income, I'm fucking getting bent over by the fucking IRS. So...
They want it, and they think that taking it off you brings them votes. We've seen...
If I was... Okay. Oh, I'm sorry if I misunderstood you then. I probably didn't read it right. That's my bad.
This pattern in previous elections, but never have we seen such massive tax hike proposals.
Is anyone watching right now a psychologist? If so, if you are a legit psychologist, I want to talk to you. I would like for you to help me figure out why the fuck anime profile pic people are just like the worst fucking people on earth. Like, what is it that like makes them all want to use anime profile pics?
Precisely at the time when tax cuts are working so well.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about you, John. I know yours is a me. Yeah, like what is it about social awkwardness in real life that causes this strange behavior on the internet when they have like the shielding of the internet to protect them, shrouded in anonymity? Santiago, I'm not saying you are necessarily. Obviously, I don't mean all. It's not discrimination, though. You don't have to use anime as your profile pic. So it's not really discrimination, but man, there's so many of them out there. It's fucking terrible. Who in particular? Dude, just look around. Do you have a Twitter account? Do you ever notice when there's fucking shit being flung or drama going on? Go look at anyone who has a bunch of people leaving shitty comments to someone. Like, look at the type of person that follows someone on Twitter because they hate them, and part of their fun in life is that they wait for people they hate to tweet something out so that they can leave a fucking retarded comment on it. Like always being entrenched. They're always entrenched in whatever like ridiculous drama is going on. Other Barry said, if you're legitimately interested, I've been putting together a theory on this for the last 3 years. If you're legit interested. Are you serious? Because like literally I've searched this on YouTube so many times. They can't have all gotten together and decided to all use anime profile pics and act like retards on the internet. There's something like, I don't know what it is. There's something to this. Their virgin power. Someone said, yeah, it's built into them. They're genuinely obnoxious turds. And it's usually like, not all, obviously, but a lot of them are like fucking fat basement dwellers that use like, their anime pic is like a cute schoolgirl or something like that. What the fuck is that? Why is that? Like, some anime art is really cool. Like, I would pick a cool looking anime character, not a cute schoolgirl for my anime character. Why? Why do they do that? That's weird. Can someone explain this to me? Their anime avatar is their idealized version of themselves? No, because I've ran into a lot that are like heterosexual, cis men that live with their parents and have horrible social skills, and they use a cute little girl anime avatar. Dude, literally knowing that this exists drives me crazy. It makes me lose faith in humanity. Like, I know people that lose sleep at night because Trump is president. Fuck that. We have retards with anime profile pics fucking stirring up drama and, like, thriving off of negativity on the internet. I'm losing my mind? No, I'm not. Are you trying to tell me this isn't true? My Little Pony avatars are worse. You know, I don't see as many of those as I used to. I think the pony fandom is kind of dying off. Or you know, going more underground. It was huge like 4 years ago. How do I feel about the furries? I've met a lot of furries who I wouldn't even know were furries until they told me. But yeah, I've encountered furries on the internet that are that are similar. That are similar, but not quite as bad as the anime profile pic people. No, you can have an anime profile pic. That's fine. I'm just talking about the majority of people I see on social media that have anime profile pics and their behavior. There was someone else that had an anime profile pic earlier that was like, hey, I'm not like that. And I'm like, yeah, maybe you're not. Years ago, I used a Vampire Hunter D picture as a profile pic at one point when I was like in my early 20s. Because I thought the art was cool. There was no such thing as weeaboos. Well, at least they didn't have the name weeaboos back then. And there wasn't people dressing in costumes or like acting like taking on the lifestyle of an anime character. That shit was few and far between back then. Yeah, that shit is pure cringe. You know, Other Barry, I might talk to you about this shit. If that's true, if you're like studying this shit, send me a DM or something. I want to know, like, seriously. I'm just interested. I'm not an intellectual, and I do not study psychology, but I've Googled, I'm like, psychology studies on anime profile pics. Like, I've searched that before. I've only ever found people like posting on Reddit like asking, why are anime profile pic people such assholes? My self-esteem is that of a chicken nugget. That's why I do it. What does that mean? Using this anime profile pic helps your... I mean, I can't get into your mind and know the way you feel better than you do. So I'll take that at face value and say that's true. And if that really does help you, then that's fine. Use all the anime profile pics you want. You're obviously not being a cunt on the internet. Let's see, I think Other Barry left right before you started saying all that. Well, I'll try to get a hold of him, or hopefully I'll remember. I'll probably forget, though. This isn't something I sit around and think about constantly, but every now, you're sitting on the toilet taking a dump, and you're like, what do I look at on my phone? And you're like, oh, anime profile pics are assholes. Your segment suggestion of the Darwin Award? Yeah, I think I remember you suggesting that. So, guys, I'm going to run away for a second here and use the restroom. While I'm gone, I'm going to play a clip. And I did want to let you guys know that this is actually out there. You can watch this on YouTube. It's posted on this channel if you haven't seen it yet. But I'm going to play it on this, too, so you guys can see it. This is one of my favorite moments from recent Drunken Peasants episodes.
Moreover, I call God for a record upon my soul that to spare you I came not as yet unto Corinth. Now, what he's saying here is, look, when I purposed, remember a little bit earlier, he said, when I purposed to come to you and go to Macedonia and come to Achaia, man, I didn't use lightness. Now, why is he telling them that? Because they're wondering, why aren't you here yet? Where are you, buddy? And he said, look, I didn't use lightness. When I said I'm coming to you guys, I wasn't just blowing off my mouth. Hey, you know, come see you guys sometime. Yeah, let's get together sometime, right? Hey, we'll have to do that someday. It wasn't just a light thing of, yeah, let's have dinner sometime. And you're really thinking like, I'm not going to do that ever. But don't people sometimes do that just to be polite? So Paul's saying, look, when I said I'm coming to Macedonia and Achaia, I wasn't just blowing off my mouth. Like, yeah, one of these days I'll have to get down there. Yep. He's like, done with those idiots. He's saying, look, I didn't use lightness. Let me tell you why it's taken me a long time to get there. Let me tell you why I'm not there yet. He says, I call God for a record upon my soul. What's he saying? He's saying, look, I'm telling the truth right now.
Yeah, when somebody has to tell you they're telling you the truth.
Yes.
Question them.
We just recently learned, like, this guy runs a cult. This is a cult, basically.
Which would explain the recliners sitting in the middle.
Yeah. Granny has to be comfortable during my sermon.
Because I heard this building that he's in was in like a strip mall.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So they, well, yeah, I guess
they're Holocaust deniers. They believe that they're the real Israelites or something weird. Were you there? I think it was on DP. We had that guy that knew all this shit about him.
Because people are skeptical.
Oh no, that wasn't me.
But he says, God is my record. I call God for a record upon my soul, that to spare you, I came not as yet unto Corinth. He's saying, look, let me tell you the real reason why I have delayed my visit. It wasn't because I was using lightness when I said I was coming. I'll tell you why. It's because I want to send you this letter first so that you can get your act together so that when I come, I don't have to crack heads when I get there.
That sounded a little suggestive.
I get angry when I come.
It does
sound start cracking heads all over the place.
So when I come, we don't have to crack the head.
Does he realize how that sounds?
Yeah.
He's saying, look, I don't want to come with a rod.
Okay.
Oh, come on,
He's doing it on purpose.
No, he's not.
There's no way. I don't want to come with a rod. What are you going to come with?
What the fuck?
You going to butt come?
I want to come with love. And
I want to come. Man, someone should make a soundboard for this guy.
I want to come with love.
I want to crack heads. I want to come with a rod.
When I come, I come so hard
I want
it
all
cracks
three.
the bitch's head.
When I come in crackheads.
Yep.
He's saying, look, I don't want to come with a rod. I want to come with love. And later in the book, he gets even more. I mean, he's just warming up in chapter 1. Later,
come on, he's doing this on purpose, right? He has to be.
Later in the book, he's like, you know what? He said, you know, I'm coming there, and he said, you know, I'm coming with a rod if that's what it takes. And
come on, he's doing this on purpose.
I'm gonna die.
This is troll.
I'm dying right now. Oh my god.
This is absolutely amazing. When this started, I'm like, where the fuck is this going? What are we looking for?
And you know what? He said, we're going to figure, and I'm paraphrasing later in the book, but he basically says, you know, all these people that are blowing off their mouths about me.
Come on! Come on! No fucking way! No way! It's not possible that he doesn't know what he's doing right now.
We're going to see how tough those people really are when I actually show up. Because they think I'm a paper tiger, is what the Apostle Paul is basically saying. And they say, oh, he's so mighty in his letters, but his presence is weak. He's like, you know what? I'll show you what my presence is like. I'm no paper tiger. I'm going to come there, and I'm going to crack heads, and you're going to be sorry. So he's saying, look, the reason why I'm not coming is to spare you. I want you guys to have a chance to straighten things out.
Enjoy all of this.
The reason I'm not coming is because I'm sparing you. I want you to orgasm first. Then I'm going to get a crackhead.
I'm holding back for you.
Then I'm going to crack whore, and I'm going to bust all over and blow your mouth open.
and fix things before I get there. I'm sending you this letter, and I'm warning you that when I come, I'm not going to take any garbage.
Oh, no!
He's not taking the garbage out after he comes. That's bullshit, dude. This is the polite thing to do. Come on.
Oh my God.
When I come, your face is going to be full of my garbage. Capiche?
So get your act together. Get these bozos in line or get them out or whatever. Because when I show up, I want to rejoice. I want to do it in love. I want to be your friend. But if I have to come in and clean house, I'm ready to come in and clean house, is what he's saying here. And he's saying, look, I didn't come to Akaya yet because I was trying to spare you. I'm basically giving you guys a chance to get right so that I don't have to chasten you and chastise you and fight you. Moreover, I call God for a record upon my soul that to spare you, I came not as yet unto Corinth.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
G-Spot wins.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Or let me do it more Jesse Lee Peterson. Amazing.
All right. Yeah. That was one of my favorite recent moments, so we decided to clip it. And for some reason, my my scene hasn't changed yet. Change, motherfucker. Change, asshole. Hey. Wonder if XSplit just took a dump. 1 second. All right. I should be back now. I had to restart XSplit. It froze up on me. It wouldn't let me get off the black screen. So I'm back now. I had to restart XSplit. It took a dump on me. Stuff myself with that pork? What is that in reference to? That sounds weird. What pork? Is that some kind of I don't know. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought that was directed towards me. Yeah, my bad. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, what's going on with the pork? I don't know what's going on with that. Was the sesame chicken good? Fuck yeah, that was good. That's from a local place. There's a lot of Chinese people in the area I live in, so there's a lot of Asian restaurants, and that's my favorite kind in the area. So fucking awesome. I want to go to Vancouver sometime, but I think I got to get young Bill Fridge to come with me. So, we got to talk young Bill Fridge into getting his passport because he doesn't have one right now. Hey, don't beg me. He's got to do it. I have a passport. That's what he calls himself, Young Bill Fridge. So I call him that. Damn, I usually do these shows to kind of get the goals up so that we don't have to work as hard at the end of the week to get that bonus show. But we only got $5 today. I'm probably going to stream again later, but I'm not going to stick around too much longer here. I have to make dinner. Man, it snowed so hard here overnight. We have snow everywhere here. I haven't left the house all day. Young Bill Fridge sounds wrong coming from me. Why? Ben is eternally 39. I'm not 39. I'm 37, but I'll be 38 in the spring. Sounds weird because I'm white. Okay. Racist much? Jesus, I look old. I look old, really? Most people say I look young for my age, but that's fine. Maybe I do look old. What's my zodiac sign? Taurus. I don't think technically I don't know what middle age, like maybe 40 is middle aged, because people live on average to be about what, like 75, 80. I mean, the one thing I need not only to fix my appearance, but for my health is to start exercising again. I was so into exercising about 2.5 years ago, and I just kind of fell off, got depressed, started eating whatever the fuck I wanted to, started drinking all the time, which is just empty calories. And I've done better with the diet and the drinking part, but because I used to drink like almost every day. But I just don't I have not had the motivation to get up and get active at all. Workout vids again? Huh. Ugh. Go hiking? Huh. Not right now while there's snow everywhere. Make food fetish videos. No thanks. Oh, damn, Empyrean.
Here's $1 for every year of the age you look.
You think I look 30? Okay. I can deal with that. Damn, when I was 30, I was so fit. Because I had lost, like, I was about the size I am now, and I got down to, like, 130. I was really fit. I looked a lot younger than I did when I was 30. I definitely looked like I was in my early 20s. So, yeah, I can't promise I'll be able to get Billy working out. I can only really, I can only really make promises for myself, which are hard enough. But to be like, yeah, Billy will be there when I work out. I mean, he would have to drive. He lives on the other side of town. So he would have to drive all the way out here on like a day when we're not doing the show. He already drives out here every day we do the show. So I don't think that's going to work. But I can try to get it going again. I filmed it a few times. You know, honestly, the editing of it was more of a pain in the ass than the working out itself. Working out was fine. There's a guy called Teching 101 that's trying to be more... I know Teching. He's not cringy. He's all right. He's got a pretty popular channel. So I don't really know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not into anime or anything, but he's actually he's a mod on my other channel. Cause he's been a supporter of mine for years. He's cool. I don't have a problem with anime. I have a problem with behavior of a certain type of people on the internet that all seem to use anime icons. That's all. So guys, I was going to play ads, but I think I'll save that for later. I'm getting pretty hungry. I should probably make dinner. No, fuck you. You're getting banned. No, you know what? I'll say that you're just I'll side on the possibility that you're just dumb and I want to put you in timeout. For suggesting that people do something really fucking dumb. I don't want any of that shit sent to me. I have a moral issue with that material being sent to me. So, fuck you for suggesting that. What am I gonna make? Probably just a hamburger. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys later tonight. If you want to play along, download the game. Hopefully I play around the same time. Bye, guys.
In the beginning, there was nothing, and then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants, Drunken Peasants.